Hello, hello. While we're waiting for people to kind of sign on, I'm just going to color this real quick. Today I'm going to be actually working with the new release from Heartfelt Creations. So we have a couple things to show you. I think my marker needs to be refilled. And I'm going to be using this sentiment on one of the cards. And I didn't get a chance to finish it earlier, so I'm just going to do this. A lot of times I will die cut in white and then color, especially since this is a really soft color and I didn't have this paper at home. So that's what I'm doing right now while we're waiting for everybody to sign up. Hi, Donna. Hey, Donna, your balloon, oh gosh, that balloon die from Spellbinders came in, the party balloon. So we have it in your drawer. So I'm just coloring this. And this is where, actually, a lot of times I'll just use my chisel end of my marker. Okay. So, for today, this is the new release from Heartfelt Creations, which releases today. And I made several cards with it. And a while back we did a card class with another grouping of dies, stamps and dies from them, and did a very similar technique. And so I thought, oh, I'll bring those in and show you those and how we did kind of a reverse pop-up kind of look on a card. So that's what kind of I'm focusing on today. So we'll show these as we go along. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more light over here. Let me see if I can get my light. It just seems really dark in here. I don't know if that's a little better. I'll try one more light and see if that's going to help. Well, I think that's it for now. Okay, so this is one of their new stamps, and this is the stamp that I used, and this one is the Holiday Star, and there's a coordinating die that goes with it, and this is the Holiday Star die set. And if you could see, there's multiple dies. So you get the outside of the design, and 1, 2, 3, 4 different dies that would work on the inside to create different layers that you can pop up or recede. And what I want to show you is how to do kind of the reverse. And everybody knows how to pop up, but let's do the opposite. So what I did is I have everything already die cutted. So I will say doing this, the process takes a little planning and thought. These may not be like my favorite colors that I did. When I did my class, I did multiple projects and color combinations till I got, what I felt was like my favorite. So let's see if we can move these over here so you can see. Let's see how far up I can go. So you can see I have these pre-cut. And let me grab the stamp, open this. Well, you can see the stamp right over here. So this is the entire image with all the center cut out. And this is the entire design stamped and left intact. This is one of the center. This layer is going to go on here, the more intricate design. And there's a little tiny star that went in the center that Mark almost killed me that he had to die cut that. So what we're going to start doing is I stamp the design on my card front. And I cut out this die in the center to create my hole. This design that I have cut is going to go underneath. And this is the part that's a little bit tricky. We need to fit this in perfectly. Underneath there. I just have to shift it. And what you want to make sure is that this front, because this is going to get popped up on here, is where it needs to be. So it's not like you can go back and trim it. Okay, so I think I have it. So if you can see, this design is glued, or is set inside there. So I'm going to grab my Nuvo glue. And so I'm going to move this off. And I'm going to adhere this base down to here. And one of the reasons I use Nuvo all the time is because it dries super fast. So, you know, I can get one side stabilized and then I can go back and get the other side. Okay, so we have that in place. Now we have to go back and figure out my design. Okay, so this is going to go on the top. Now I'm going to take this top piece, and this I want on the front of my design. So I'm going to adhere this. Oh, there's a lot of, that's the best tape ever from Spellbinders, but I think if I put glue on it, I have to be careful. There's a lot of intricate little designs. Little pieces. I'm just going to glue it. So I'm going to put this on the front of my card. And it's just going to add a bit of color. It'll add like an extra layer. So we have this on the front of the card. When you're putting one of these cards together, you want to think about your papers and your color choices, because you can go back and forth and do so many different designs. In here, we could have the white, which is what I chose, and then I chose this design to go on top. And you'll see on another one we did how we changed the designs up. But you could have done a purple card with the white, in the inside, the light purple. I mean, you could do multiple different designs. I just grabbed these colors because they were kind of out on my table. And I'm using my low profile pop dots. I had my little tool. Here's my little tool. And when you're doing this, the other thing, if you notice that that hole is cut out, that's that little star. Instead of stamping an entire design again, just to get that little star, this is going to be covered up. So I can very easily just cut my design out of there. Now, if this is just a test design, it's not my finished card, because I would have used maybe a sparkle paper or something a little fancier. I would add like Wink Stella. You can put Wink Stella on there to really sparkle that up. Then I'm going to do the low profile on this. And this time I'm going to use these tiny, tiny little foam dots that I love. I can get some out. These actually are cut like this, so I don't have to, take a larger one and cut them in little pieces. It's already kind of done for you. They give me a hard time. Normally they don't. In the bigger one, I'm just going to put this one. So I'm going to pop this layer up onto here. And just remove those little pieces. I don't know about you, but I love these little pop dots and I love this, but I find these things everywhere in my house. On the carpeting, going up the stairs. And then we're just going to pop this onto here. So we kind of have, we have our base, we have a layer here, and we have a layer here. And now on this top layer, I'm going to use the thicker pop dots. And this is where you can use your rolls of foam tape. And on this particular one, we're going to go 2 layers high. So I'm taking off the adhesive for the first set of pop dots, and I'm going to add another height. And I'm using the higher ones so it really stands up. Now if this was going to be my card, I would definitely do more. I'd probably use the foam tape so I get the sides done. You want to make sure that around those cut areas you're really supporting it. Get my card. And this is what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to achieve this to be really high and have multiple layers set inside. So it's kind of the reverse. Instead of standing up, it kind of is set down, but you have various layers underneath. And this is where you want to make sure that you're lining that up perfectly on top. So you have the top of the card is raised, but everything else is raised underneath in multiple layers. So I have one that is completed, and I did it a little bit differently. So on this one, I actually, instead of using paper, I embossed this one, and then I used my Copic markers to color the green lines. And the base layer underneath was embossed. Here, this one was embossed, and then I used my Copics to color that, and I did another layer on top, and then I used some glossy accents on it. So this is the saying that I was coloring when I first started, because it matches the colors that I used inside the card. And this was die cut. I used the Couture Creations, the die cut in Bond. I just put a strip of this on the back of the paper, die cut it so it creates a sticker. So we can just put that on the card. And then we have these new opal gems from Spellbinders. Whoa. And we're just going to add these to the card. And just, simple touches like your Wink of Stella, your little bling that you add, actually take that card to the next level. And they have Spellbinders has a whole set of different colors. Can you see these? This is opal, and this one's the Aurora Borealis. Those are coming in, I think, on my next order. So we'll be getting a lot of their little blings, and they're, I think they're like $3.99 a package. So I add a couple touches. I can go on. I'll probably go and add maybe one more here in the inside. I think this was a little sample pack that Spellbinders gave me, so I might not have enough of the same color. So I think I think I'm going to be, no, I think I have 5. But I love just the little touch of a little bit of bling. You don't have to add a lot. Let's see where I added that one. So there's kind of a quick purple version, and here is one with that mint green. I chose a different color. I have to mat this on another card base, because there's silver on the back of here, but I'll put it on another card base to complete this card. So here is another version of that same set, and once again I embossed it with silver, and this time I used red. I did my Copics, and this time I popped it upward. Instead of being recessed, this is kind of like traditional pop-up with all the different layers. And you can see that I put Wink of Stella on the different paper layers, and then I used the little red bling to jazz that up. And here is that same star again. And this time I did a shaker card. So I used the same kind of technique as maybe like this one, cutting this out, then putting acetate behind it, and then using my foam tape underneath to go around to encase my shaker stuff. So you have 3 different designs, and then this is going to be, this one has the adhesive on the back too. This is going to be a tough one because this is really delicate. This one I might have to go back. So you can see how thin this one is, and you can use that die cut and bond for super thin designs. Thanks, Cindy. It's just fun, and doing different colors are going to get you different looks. So the stamps and dies from this collection are on the website as pre-orders. So if you order them, they'll probably be in next week. I don't know if you guys can hear Sadie snoring downstairs. She's really snoring. Anyways, I'll go back and finish this one, but I'm also doing a greetings on here. And I'll finish that one up. Instead of taking that time, it's really sticking to me. Okay. Let me show you the cards. This is the Heartfelt Creations, the one that we did in the class. This is the floral motif. This one is out of stock. You would have to, I think it's not on the website now. I think when something goes down to 0, it temporarily goes off. The picture goes off. But this is the floral motif from Heartfelt Creations. And we can always order this one for you. But this is where, you know, we die cut the top. I die cut this piece, glued it on top. And in the inside, we have the layers of leaves and the flower on top. This was one of my favorite cards. I love doing this. And then I went back and I accessorized with Wink of Stella. And then I took the glossy accents and added it on all these little bead designs. And on here, I don't know if you can see the glossy accents and the Wink of Stella. And once again, here is that same floral motif done in a normal dimensional card. So this is the base and all the designs are popped up. And this is the other thing that I wanted to share with you. Using different colors totally make, you know, it's a game changer. You know, I did a card at the store that I was going to show you. Oh my God, the colors were horrible. And it was like, oh my God, I can't show this. So I went back and redid it again. But it does take a little planning. And, but once you kind of get it and you get the understanding of what is going to show and where you want it to show, they kind of go together pretty quick. There is another the motif, and this one we have in stock. This is the elegant motif. So it's another version of these designs that, once again, this one I did it 3-dimensional. So on the white piece, I went and colored these designs with my Copic markers. I colored underneath a darker purple and then this purple around the edge. Use the glossy accents to create that bead kind of look design. On here we did the glossy accents to create those beads. And here we color with Copic markers. I added Wink of Stella and the glossy accents again. And this would look totally different in another color combination. And this would also be one that you could cut in the opposite way and have everything set in and kind of do that reverse. I didn't get a chance to do that, but I want to show you that one. So, another stamp from this collection. This is the large holiday star, and it says more simple version. There's not a lot of layers, but you have the star background, and then you have this ornate design that can go on top. On this one, I actually used the oxide, one of the purple oxide pads to stamp the design. And that's the other thing, you know, on some of them I use black, but you can use colored inks, you can emboss, a lot of different ways to use that. In the collection, they also have the Starry Holiday Greeting Set. So you have Happy Holidays, Season's Greetings, and Merry Christmas on 3 different cling stamps, and there's a coordinating die for that. And here is the Happy Holidays. I embossed this, and I almost thought that I was going to use it on this card, but I think this wasn't, I felt like I needed another ½ an inch on the bottom or something like that, so I switched it to this. But I colored, I embossed this, and then I colored the bottom half in. The Season's Greetings is beautiful, and there is the shadow background die cut, so you can have it just like this, or if you want to, actually, like if you did this maybe on red paper with gold embossing powder, and then had a different color background, that would be gorgeous. And then just color in your, you know, holly berries and stuff. And here's the same one again. I did emboss this one in gold. So those are the these are the different sets from Heartfelt Creations. So let me just go through them again. So we have the Starry Holiday Greetings, where you have the Season's Greetings, you have a Merry Christmas in that set, in the Happy Holidays. And one of the things, I don't know if you noticed, and I usually talk about it all the time, but the amount of detail in their cutting dies. They cut all these little parts and pieces out. They're so intricate, and I think that's what makes Heartfelt Creations kind of different from a lot of other companies. Their die cutting is spectacular. You have the large holiday star stamp, and it has a large holiday die. In this one, this is the card that we made with this design. And you also get these a set of little star stamps in snowflake background. This has a coordinating die in the die set with this, and this one you get the 2-piece die. So you get the star base, and then you have the die cut to do this intricate piece. And when you're doing this, you know, another idea, and I just kind of thought of it, if you're doing the star background in one color, you could just use the die cut probably in metallic paper, you know, instead of stamping it. And that would be really beautiful. And the Season's Greetings stamp down there. And then the Holiday Star. This is the one that we use the majority of the projects that I showed today. But it also comes with 3 little sentiments: a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and a Season's Greeting stamp set. And this is the recessed version. This is the one that I showed you how to make tonight through the steps. And then this is the pop-up version. Now in that, I'm going to show you in that die set, these are all the different dies that you get in there. And there's the outside piece. But you also get this tag die in this piece. And I didn't cut this one out. I didn't get a chance to do a sample. But this is where those little sentiments in the stamp set will fit right in that little tag label. And then the other stamp set I showed, this was the Elegant Motifs. It has the coordinating die. And the one we're out of, and if anybody was interested, is the Floral Motifs stamp and die set. And my other card has to be around here. So anybody have any questions? I'll wait and see if anybody has any questions. I didn't have a chance when I was kind of really focusing on doing things to watch any of the comments. So if you have any questions, I'll wait for that. This Saturday, Mona will be going through a lot of new products that came in. I'll start with that, and then Mona will have a demonstration. We're not sure. I don't sleep. No, I do sleep. I actually sleep really well. Like, I'm out like a light. Mark said my head hits the pillow, and I will say, like, you know, leave the news on. And, you know, he's like, oh, he wants to watch something else. He goes, I'll just leave it on. He goes, because in 3 minutes you'll be out, which is usually happens. Yeah, I sleep really good, and for the most part. So this Saturday is 7/16, like 7/16, which is really kind of it's the area code for Buffalo. So watch on Facebook for an in-store special for the 7/16 this Saturday in the store. And I'm not going to tell you anything else, so you're going to have to watch for an email or Facebook. That will tell you what the special will be for that day. So it only comes along once a year, so we had to do something. But so any other questions? I think that's it. I'm going to go and work on some Stamp Camp. We put Stamp Camp dates in the calendar, and those are in August. We have 3 dates. We have a Friday Zoom, which is for the people that want to have kits mailed to them. And then we have a Saturday in-store and a Monday in-store class. And we're doing the Friday night because we're getting close to the end of the summer, and Sunday is really, you know, one of my only days that is, you know, a day that Mark and I do stuff. So I thought we'll try the Friday night, because if you do the Stamp Camp Zoom, you will get instructions and photos so that you can put the cards together. And we typically just kind of go through the ones that may be maybe interactive or something that's, you know, that you really, it would be beneficial if I kind of walk you through it. So look for those dates coming up. And I think that's it. So I'm going to let you guys go. So have a great evening, and thank you for joining me.